Yo, what's up YouTube? What's up Raider Nation? It's your boy Mr. Raider Kid here. I am going to make a video today because today the Raiders announced the hire or had the press conference of John Gruden. Alright, so quick shout out to one of my friends who got me the Marshawn Lynch and the Bo Jackson pop for a Christmas gift. That's pretty dope. I didn't have those. Now I need the car back. I need the white car. But let's get to it. I was 2 years old back in 1998 when John Gruden was first hired as the Raiders head coach. 20 years ago to the date yesterday. Crazy. I try not to move too much, but I'm just kind of showing. I just want to show off just a little bit. And if you're asking why I still have a Christmas tree up, it's because when I moved into this new place, I moved in a week before Christmas, so I didn't get to have a Christmas tree up. So I still want to keep my Christmas tree up. So don't hate. Anyways, John Gruden. Hey, I was a kid, man. I was a toddler almost still when John Gruden was first hired. I do remember, though, as a kid growing up, my dad always going to games, and I remember going to not bars, but sports bars with my mom and dad and their friends. They're, of course, kid-friendly, and Monday Night Football. And I do remember the Tuck Rule game partially. I think I remember just the day of, usually when we got together with my dad's friends, and I call them my Ninos and stuff, big Raider fans, still are. They threw parties, man. They threw like parties and get-togethers, and it was like a family event almost, and that's how I took it, and that's what the Raiders are to me and to most of you too. So, like I said before, remember the Super Bowl. I remember that day too. I was playing football in the yard, and as the before the game, of course, was great. The first quarter, people were starting to get upset, and then towards the second half, it was really over, and the Raiders had really gotten their ass beat. Honestly, I never knew the circumstances, and I never really dove into it of why John Gruden was not the head coach of the Raiders anymore, and I really wanted. Back in 2008, I think it was, the Raiders played the Buccaneers and in Tampa Bay, and if the Raiders won, they would beat the Bay Bucks and keep them out of the playoffs. And I just remember growing up and knowing that we lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and growing this, not hatred, but this dislike for the Tampa Bay Bucks. And if there's any other team in the league, they are the closest to a pirate that there is. They're the NFC pirate, and I've always looked at them like that. I've always looked at them like we are the Raiders, they are the Buccaneers, and naturally, just by a logo, just by association, by color, we are a rival. And ironically enough, we ended up playing in the Super Bowl, and you know how that turned out. That's my take on it. I know some of you may have different takes. Some of you are older than me, have went through the Gruden era. But I'm telling you my side. So, knowing that Al Davis traded away Gruden for 4 picks, flash flood warnings everywhere, by the way. Shout out to anyone in Southern California. It is pouring. It's been pouring for 24 hours straight, man. It's crazy. I'm going to sit down so I stop moving. I know you guys, some of you don't like the shakiness and shit, but I didn't know Al Davis did that. I didn't know he traded away Gruden, and I didn't even know I didn't need to know the reason why. Knowing Al Davis and studying him as I grew up and understanding who Al Davis was, this motherfucker is grumpy as fuck and he's stubborn. And it makes sense what he did. And look at it, bit us in the butt. And I'm sure that's probably one of Al Davis's biggest regrets, if he had any. I'm sure that right there would be a regret. But and then going forward after that, it seemed like I'd hear rumors about John Gruden, this fiery coach, ex-named Chucky, who would come back to the black hole here and there as a broadcaster, and he'd show nothing but love to the Raiders. He still loved the Raiders. And it almost seemed like every year after the Raiders sucked, those rumors, they call them groomers or whatever, would come up as him becoming our head coach. And I had conversations with my dad, and my dad felt strongly about this. Like how a lot of you I've seen on Twitter, or some of you I've seen on Twitter, felt like, well, you know what? Gruden walked into Tony Dungy's team in Tampa Bay. He didn't build nothing. He didn't do nothing after that. 2 playoff appearances, or 3, a 57 and 55 record with the Bucks after that. But with the Raiders, he did do something. Immediately after, he took them to, I think, back-to-back 500 records of 8-8. And then a 12-4 record and a 10-6, taking them all the way to the AFC Championship game where they lost to the Super Bowl champions that year, the Baltimore Ravens, with that probably one of the best defenses, one of the best defenses in NFL history, with Ray Lewis on that football team. And then the next year, of course, was the Tuck rule, and right after that, he was traded. So hearing about this, and it actually happening this time, is pretty crazy for me. So I'm giving you the young kid perspective of this. And watching this press conference today, I cannot tell you enough. I am fucking pumped. I am beyond excited. Watching the old clips and the old highlights and just the Gruden camp with Carr and all the little sound bites of him. Yeah. Like, I know we've seen it 100 times now already, anticipating this to happen. His facial reactions. I'm ready, man. Watching that press conference today, and I quote, he said, "I never wanted to leave the Raiders." And you could see it in his emotion on that press conference. He never really did, man. He embodied the Raider mystique that is, right? What it means to be a part of the fan base, a part of the organization, the silver and black in general. We are mean, gritty, we are hardworking, green-collar people. At least I could speak for most of the nation when I say that. That's the people that I see, and very family-oriented. And what Gruden brings to this football team, like he brought back in that day, was that fire, that grittiness, and that desire and passion to win, that commitment to excellence, right? That's what it all circles down to. And in that press conference, man, that's all that I saw. All that I saw. And still, again, kudos to Jack Del Rio for changing the losing culture that was here. We almost went 0-16, man. We could have been the Browns and the Lions that year of Carr's rookie year. And Jack Del Rio came in and led us to 7-9 record. And of course, there's always a year where you kind of have a couple more wins. Then we go 12-4 and unfortunately lose our quarterback. And then this year, the way it ended just wasn't right. But Mark Davis had his eyes set on John Gruden for the past 6 years with McKenzie, and he wanted to make that happen, man. And after watching that press conference, I'm sold and I'm all in. I am beyond excited to see what Gruden's going to do to this offense, what he's going to do to Derek Carr to make him better. All the players were in attendance, man. Charles Woodson was like, hey, what's up, coach? Charles Woodson of the Raider alumni. I want to know if there's a no-trade clause in your contract. And everyone started laughing, man. That was probably one of the biggest highlights of that. And then the fact that Gruden was like, I can't wait to see all my friends in the black hole. And you can tell, man, Gruden, even though he lives in Tampa Bay, even though he did beat us in the Super Bowl, this man never wanted to leave. He is more than happy to be back in the silver and black. It just fits. It's just perfect. And the fact that it's a 10-year contract, and the fact that he said he loves the city of Oakland and he wants to do whatever he can to provide the next 2 years with great football and fill those seats in the stadium, the Coliseum. I don't see why anybody should be against this. And if there's anybody that is against this, I don't know if they understand what this really means. And I know the real die-hard Raider fans, the ones that have been with this Raider franchise for as long as they can remember, since they were born. This is perfect. And Gruden's walking into a great situation. And what Donald Penn said when he compared to this situation with Steve Kerr's situation with the Golden State Warriors is identical, man. Mark Jackson changed the culture with the Golden State Warriors, and Steve Kerr walked into the championship team almost already assembled and gave them that next level of leadership and took them all the way. And that's the truth. I agree 100% with what Penn said, and I feel like that's the same thing here. Jack Del Rio changed the culture, of being the losing laughing stock of the league. And then now here comes Coach Gruden, and he's going to take us to that next level. And I can't wait, man. I'm super excited. So Paul Gunther is going to be our defensive coordinator. Greg Olson's going to come back and be our offensive coordinator. He coached Derek Carr's rookie year. That's one I was like, do I really want that? But Gruden's going to be playing calls, so that's totally different than, and you know, with that being the case. And then Paul Bersacci, if I said that, no, that's Paul Gunther. Something Bersacci. Forgot his name already. Forgot his first name. I stumbled on it. But he's a special teams coach with Gruden in Tampa Bay, and right now he currently was with the Dallas Cowboys. And watching a few Cowboy games, their special teams was pretty solid, especially if you have the players in place to make it good. And you'll definitely see Cordell Patterson in that case. You take a good coach and special teams, you'll see Patterson get some more reps where he belongs and returning more kicks, especially punt returns. Hey, man, I just wanted to put my 2 cents in there. I am more than happy about this hire. I really want to talk to my dad and convince him that he should be happy about this hire too. I can't wait. It sucks because we're only like almost a week and a half into the off season for us, and now we just gotta roll with throughout the playoffs. Hopefully the Patriots don't win another Super Bowl with all that drama bullshit in New England. And the Chiefs are out. Man, 21-3, you blow a lead. Chiefs Kingdom, if you're watching this, you guys are done, man. You guys are done. Y'all ticked off Gruden too on Saturday night, taunting him and shit. Now when we go to KC, what's business? And you're going to get rid of Alex Smith, and Andy Reid's, man, shooting y'all in the foot. Patrick Mahomes, y'all done. Just be ready. Raider Nation, I'm Mr. Raider Kid. I hope you guys enjoyed my insight on this. Like, comment, subscribe. Hey, man, it's going to be a great offseason. I look forward to talking to you guys about the moves that are going to be made throughout this offseason. Go Raiders. Go Lakers. I'm going to a game tonight. So, everyone out in Southern California, Northern California, y'all be safe. Have a great weekend if I don't make another video till then. Playoffs. I guess I could throw my playoffs thoughts in there real quick. I'm rooting for Jacksonville because it's the Jags, man. Going to the conference championship, imagine that. Of course, I'm rooting for the Titans over the Patriots. And honestly, right now, if I had to root for a team to go all the way, I'm putting my fist up for the Saints and Drew Brees. Drew Brees is a Hall of Famer. That man is amazing. I like what the Saints got. And the Vikings and the Saints are, to me, are the strongest two teams. It's a shame that they have to face each other. The Atlanta, I feel like, will beat Philadelphia this weekend. Without Carson Wentz, the Eagles are not the same. If they had Carson Wentz, I think they'd be the Super Bowl champs the way they were playing. But that's my thoughts. Atlanta. I think the Saints move on against the Vikings, which should be a really good game. I'm hoping for the Jags. That's unlikely. And I'm hoping for the Titans, which is even more unlikely. We'll probably have a Steelers-New England championship game, which is whack as fuck, if you ask me. Tired of those two teams, man. Time to get us back, Coach. Time to get us back, Chucky. Let's go. Raider Nation, I'm pumped up. I'm fired up. Leave your like and comment, subscribe down below. If you made it this far to the video, I appreciate you for being loyal and supportive. Not like Joe Budden. Bitch. Alright, I'm out.